innocent civilians murdered. And before the creation of ISIS, I was hearing the same thing. Christopher, oh, this is just fear-mongering. This won't happen. This is what's happening. The Lebanese prime minister just fled to Saudi Arabia. And keep in mind, that's just on the doorstep of Israel and Syria. Now that entire country has been destabilized, and they're blaming it on Iranian-backed Hezbollah, which the U.S. and her allies deem a terrorist organization. This is exactly what we've been talking about for years. Trump voices great confidence in Saudi Arabia. So again, that's just giving the seal of approval that this has the Western approval, everything that's going on with this.
It's all biblical prophecy, man.
This is what they were talking about months ago when the New World Order elite had all their hands on this orb, this New World Order orb, that iconic image. Saudi Arabia says Lebanon declares war, deepening crisis. Now, this country is totally destabilized. And notice how ISIS had recently been wiped out all of a sudden. Did you notice that? ISIS had been completely wiped out? Yeah, you know who wiped them out? Russia and Iran. Now the U.S. and our allies don't have that as an excuse and a destabilizing factor in this part of the world. As Trump literally has North Korea completely surrounded. And then there's this from USA Today. Remember I refused an interview from USA Today because I called them fake news? This was about a month or so ago. The Pentagon wants you to know that a ground invasion is the only option U.S. interests have in order, because it would be required to destroy North Korea's nuclear weapons. Not me saying that. They're saying that. This is what
Shalom, fam. Shalom.
Mr. Bolton, John Bolton, has been speaking to in recent
In
days
the midst
as well.
of the World Series game, too.
Several conversations with. Ground invasion. NBC News confirms only way to destroy North Korea's nuclear arsenal. NBC. Pentagon. Only ground invasion can destroy North Korean nuclear program. Those are three corroborating sources, all indicating that a ground invasion.
And you know what? This is all scriptural because there's thermonuclear wars at the door. Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I create the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and I bring forth an instrument for his work, and I create the waster to destroy. And now Russia opened up a nuclear base, reopened up the nuclear base in Cuba. So that's spiritual, man.
So
nuclear war is coming, man.
I wanted to put this out here tonight because, as I said in the video, the series of videos we put out over the weekend, and I said specifically in the video this morning, I would be very surprised if there wasn't a major event before the week is out. Trump's not hanging out in the Korean Peninsula for fun. Okay, it's not a coincidence that there's been a reconsolidation of power in Saudi Arabia while Donald Trump is very, very secure.
Yeah, and it's on the princes that died.
Traveling abroad on his way, not just to Japan, but the Korean Peninsula and to China. Okay, this actually
I was just thinking about that script as a spirit.
Upper hand as he's attempting to negotiate with China, for example, because this shift in Saudi Arabia hurts their interests. It hurts Russian, Iranian, Chinese interests. This is the power shift. I've just never seen anything like it. Ever. Do I know exactly how this plays out? No, nobody does. Not even Donald Trump. This is a big, big move. Imagine for a minute again, you're Kim Jong-un. You're completely surrounded. What do you do? What do you do at this point? Honestly, I'm asking you. I don't know the answer. What do you do? Kim Jong-un, if he's lying in bed at night, and I'm sure he can't sleep, what are you going to do?
No, you can't do it. It's Most High's judgment.
Like the mainstream media is warning us about that could happen tonight? Do you do something else? Now, what we saw over the weekend with the alleged missile that came in from Lebanon, and they blamed conveniently on Iran, in my opinion, and I called it when we talked about it, was just an excuse for Saudi Arabia to blame it on Iran and pin it on Hezbollah. They needed that as cover and a guise so that they could make all these alleged corruption arrests. As if, bin Talal, for example, the second largest Twitter shareholder and a major shareholder in, I believe, Fox News and all these other Fortune 500 companies, as if this wasn't occurring before. Why all of a sudden this push for westernization? Why all of a sudden can women drive now when they couldn't before? This was the art of a deal. Read Donald Trump's books. I have. Okay, he reveals a lot in those. This is the art of a deal. It is a build-up to war. And there will be an event. That's all I have for tonight. Click the link below. I'll be studying this probably all night tonight. And I'll be talking about all of this in a lot more detail than we just have during our live broadcast. I don't know what else to tell you guys, but honestly, those are the facts. And I also know on another level, just instinctually, something big's about to happen. I'd like to hear what you think. Put your comment, question in the box below, and please get this out so people are aware of it and they're not blinded by just watching the World Series when we could potentially wake up tomorrow and all of our lives have changed. Get it out. And God. Now, of course, I'll be breaking all this down in excruciating detail tomorrow during our live show, so please support us. We go for an hour, 2 days a week. Although they haven't stated the exact time, this is going down. Now, let's just step back for a minute. Again, folks, I'm not making this stuff Donald Trump approved. Okay, that's what I spoke about this weekend in several viral videos that we put out. So what are the facts? What's breaking? According to Reuters, and this is new news, U.S. to soon stage a massive drill with 3 carriers as Trump arrives in the Korean Peninsula. This is from Reuters. We'll go to these articles in a minute. 3 U.S. aircraft carrier strike groups will exercise together in the Western Pacific in the coming days in a rare show of force as President Donald Trump visits Asia with warnings about the nuclear threat from North Korea. Now, this is new. Okay,
this is all scriptural, man. You know, 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. The nuclear missiles are going to burn this place up, man. Seeing that all these things shall be dissolved, meaning everything's going to be destroyed, what manner of persons are ye to be in all holy conversations and godliness? So what spirit are you supposed to be in? You're supposed to be in holy conversation. You're supposed to be talking about the end times. You're supposed to be kingdom-minded. You're supposed to repent and get yourselves right, man. You Israelites, get yourselves right before the evil day come.
They had not confirmed that they would actually be doing this. Now we have confirmation upon Trump's arrival, although they haven't stated the exact time, this is going down. Now, let's just step back for a minute. Again, folks, I'm not making this stuff up. I did not send personally here at Amtv 3 major nuclear-powered warships, U.S. warships, to the Korean Peninsula. I did not do that. Donald Trump did. I did not send a nuclear-powered submarine to the Korean Peninsula. I did not do that. It's not fear-mongering. I didn't do it. Trump did it. U.S. interests did it. I did not station 80,000 troops ready for war in this part of the world. Okay? I'm not Donald Trump, and I'm not Kim Jong-un. Now keep in mind, Kim Jong-un is a man of action. He has fired multiple missile after missile. He has threatened a nuclear warhead to be launched over the Pacific Ocean. He has fired 2 missiles over Japan just in recent months. Look at it from his perspective for a minute. You think Kim Jong-un is just going to take this lying down?
Hey, man, this is all biblical prophecy, man. Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And they shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. I'm going to start at 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, wars and rumors of wars. Russia just reopened their base in Cuba. This is all biblical, man. This is all the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Because the second coming of the Messiah is we at the door of that. He's about to show himself to the world and bring the kingdom of heaven onto Israel, man. The 12 tribes of Israel, starting with the elect, the 144,000, Amos 9:11, the tabernacle of David.
Entire government
1 hour.
is under attack. U.S. interests are preparing to strike. Now, most Americans would agree with that action. A lot, at least, would. This is a problem that Donald Trump had been warning about decades ago, before he even ran for president of the United States, that if you let this guy continue to build nuclear weapons, you're going to have a major problem. You're either going to get a worst case scenario in nuclear war, the reason I'm doing this broadcast tonight is because I want to stick with the facts, but something is off. Big time. Something is majorly off. And so the mainstream media is now reporting and confirming all this information that we've known ahead of time.
Revelations 12:12.
Let's go to this.
Therefore,
right now. Let me turn this around.
Rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them.
There.
Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because you know if you have but a short time, because the kingdom of Jacob's coming, man, of the 12 tribes of Israel. You know, this is the time, man. There's vibrations in the air. This thermonuclear war is coming. Whether you want to believe it or not, America is going to be destroyed in 1 hour. According to the scriptures, Revelation 18 tells you that in 60 minutes, America is going to be destroyed. In 60 minutes, man. What is that, 3,600 seconds? It's going to take for this place to be destroyed? 33,600 seconds. 36 to 666. Place of Satan. Satanic evil empire, America.
Show you some of these images as we bring into focus. I mean, take a look at this. Donald Trump is set to begin
Trump said that. The calm before the storm.
Day tour through Asia as the threat of North Korea's nuclear program continues. This is the article that I was just reading to you guys from Reuters. U.S. to soon stage drill with 3 carriers as Trump visits
I got them incense and prayers. Send them prayers up, man.
I think these images are pretty powerful. I mean, if you just
Lord hears our prayers.
Run through these and see the sheer force. A B-52 Spirit bomber right there, flying overhead. Another AB-1B Lancer bomber. F-35 Strike Fighter. And it just goes on and on. It's one of our submarines. There. I mean, we are talking about total and epic force. North Korea's biggest ever missile launch tonight. This is not me. I didn't say this. This is the mainstream media. They want you to know this for some reason. North Korea's biggest ever missile launch.
It'll come like a thief in the night, man.
Kim ready to send message.
America's about to get a reality check.
North Korea is feared to be ready for missile tests tonight, and a final warning. Final warning as Donald Trump arrives on Kim's doorstep. Now again, guys, this is the biggest geopolitical shift I've ever seen. Saudi elite being rounded up, locked up in a 5-star hotel, the Ritz-Carlton. Many others have been killed. This is a reconsolidation of power so that no one will challenge the king and his son, the new leader. That's what it's about. Saudi Arabia blames Iran. I told you that they would do that.
Blames Iran. That's a big thing, man. Because the scriptures talk about Ezekiel 38, Iran. Magog and Gog is going to be a defense unto Persia, man. So that's a big prophecy. Be a defense unto Iran. Jeremiah 50:9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. So when those nuclear missiles get shot off, they're gonna hit their target, man. And America's gonna shoot their missiles too. At Russia and other countries, man. Behold, because of Salakia, because of the wrath, going down in 13. Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, and hiss at her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon, talk about America. Round about, all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she have sinned against the Lord. It's nuclear missiles, man.
They are doing that right now. And people will they'll say things like, Christopher, now Saudi Arabia is going to start World War III. Have you been listening to anything we've been talking about for 10 years? North Korea is a proxy for America's enemies, Russia, China, and Iran. That's the global war. That's the world war. Again, we were talking about this years in advance before we had the war in Syria, 500,000 innocent civilians murdered, and before the creation of ISIS. I was hearing the same thing. Christopher, this is just fear-mongering. This won't happen. This is what's happening. The Lebanese prime minister just fled to Saudi Arabia. And keep in mind, that's just on the doorstep of Israel and Syria. Now that entire country has been destabilized, and they're blaming it on Iranian-backed Hezbollah, which the U.S. and her allies deem a terrorist organization. This is exactly what we've been talking about for years. Trump voices great confidence in Saudi Arabia. So again, that's just giving the seal of approval that this has the Western approval, everything that's going on with this purge. This is what they were talking about months ago when the New World Order elite had all their hands on this orb, this New World Order orb, that iconic image. Saudi Arabia says Lebanon declares war, deepening crisis. Now, this country is totally destabilized. And notice how ISIS had recently been wiped out all of a sudden. Did you notice that? ISIS had been completely wiped out? Yeah, you know who wiped them out? Russia and Iran.
Yeah, and ISIS was created by the United States. The United States was funding ISIS, man. We trained them in Jordan. So you have pictures with McCain and ISIS, man. It's all set up, man. It's all set up. Jeremiah 50:25. The Lord had opened up his armory and had brought forth the weapons of indignation. For this is the work of the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, in the land of Chaldeans. Come against her from the utmost border. Open her storehouses. Cast her up as heaps and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Now this is the thermonuclear war. We're reading about it in the Bible. All this is gearing up to this thermonuclear war, man. That's coming to America. Jump down 29. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow. Camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all she hath done, do unto her. For she hath been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. So judgment's coming to America. Judgment Day. You had that Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That's what's coming, man. Nuclear war.
The U.S. and her allies don't have that as an excuse and a destabilizing factor in this part of the world. As Trump literally has North Korea completely surrounded. And then there's this from USA Today. Remember I refused an interview from USA Today because I called them fake news? This was about a month or so ago. The Pentagon wants you to know that a ground invasion is the only option U.S. interests have in order, because it would be required to destroy North Korea's nuclear weapons. Not me saying that. They're saying that. This is what Mr. Bolton, John Bolton, has been speaking to in recent days as well, who I've interviewed personally and had several conversations with. Ground invasion. NBC News confirms only way to destroy North Korea's nuclear arsenal.
So all this is going to build up to the thermonuclear war, man. All this is going to build up to the war, man. We got this scene from Terminator 2. We'll close it with that. Lord willing, man. This is all scriptural, man. This is all gonna come to pass. Matter of fact, in this movie scene too. In this movie scene, caught in a dream. It's gonna be a reality, man. And the prophets foreseen this already. That's why it's written in the scriptures. It's like Sarah Connor. Well, she was married to the director of the movie. And James Cameron, I believe. And right here, she's about to go to sleep, and she actually foresees and has a vision of America being destroyed, man. Now we in the last day. It tells you in Joel 3rd chapter, your wives shall probably, your sons and daughters shall prophesy. A lot of people having dreams in the last days, America being destroyed. You know, because we at that time, we're living in the time of prophecies, man. We're living in the time of America, Babylon's downfall, Babylon's judgment, Terminator 2. Which he got this scene in a vision. The Lord gave it to him he can make it in a movie, man. Art imitating life. Con, Terminator 2. Con. That's what's going to happen, man. That's what's coming to America. You know? That's what's coming to America. Revelations 18:3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God have remembered her iniquities. The Most High remember her sins. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled to her double. Let's talk about America, man. America is wicked. America mocks the Lord, man. America's the cancer. It's the cancer of the earth, man. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she hath said in her heart, I sit as a queen, I am no widow, she shall and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judge her, and the Most High going to judge America, man. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Talk about America. America being inflamed. America being in fire. This is in the Bible, man. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood far off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships and the sea by reason of her costliness. For 1 hour she made desolate. So it's going to take the Most High 60 minutes to destroy this place. 60 minutes, man. 60 minutes. 3,600 seconds, man. 36666. Esau's empire, the rulers of the darkness of this world, the Rothschilds, the elitists, the elite Edomites, man. Their empire is going to be burned up in 1 hour. And we're at the end, man. It's going to be a reality. That's going to be the majority of you. The ones of you that talk shit about us. Oh, you guys is crazy. You guys is bugged out. You got demons on you. You got demons on you. You're going to see it. Everything we've been trying to tell you, dumbasses, was for your own betterment so you don't get caught up in this, man. You know? But the majority, you're going to get caught up in this shit. You're going to get caught up in this crap, man. And this destruction. You're going to be burnt and melted. I'm going to bring out the scripture, man. I'm going to bring out the scripture. I'm going to bring out the Terminator 2 scripture. This is all in the Bible, man. This is all in the scriptures. Zechariah, you know what? That's a spirit. Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. All the proud, and yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts. That it shall leave them neither root nor branch. So the day's going to burn like an oven, man. Talk about America. America's going to get burnt up. Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherein the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh, look at this, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouths. That's the Most High. That's the anger of the Lord. Most High is a power you don't want to fuck with. You want the Father to be happy with you. You know? You want the Father to be happy with you. You don't want the Father to be mad. Because when he gets mad, you get roasted. You get cooked. Ezekiel 22:20. As they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace, to blow the fire upon it, to melt it, so will I gather you in my anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Yea, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and ye shall be melted in the midst thereof. As silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall ye be melted in the midst thereof, and ye shall know that I, the Lord, have poured out my fury upon you. Yeah, that's right, man. That's good. That's good. That's the Most High for you. That Most High is the ultimate chef. He's the ultimate chef, man. He's gonna burn this place up. He's gonna flatten America up to a desert. Ezekiel 24:9. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, woe to the bloody city. I will even make the powerful great fire, heap on wood, kindle the fire, consume the flesh. See, Sarah Connor, her flesh is consumed. And 2/3 of our people, your flesh is going to be consumed too in this place, man. And spice it well, and let the bones be burnt. Here, the bones are being burnt. The bones are being burnt. Then set it empty upon the coals thereof, that the brass of it may be hot and may burn, that the filthiness of it may be molten in it, that the scum of it may be consumed. She have worried herself with lies, and a great scum went not forth out of her. Her scum shall be in the fire. And a lot of you will ask, oh, but how will you be delivered? How will the elect be delivered? Well, we're going to tell you. The elect are going to be delivered in the chariots and what they call the UFOs. And Lord, when we part of that, man? We're part of that deliverance, man. The Most High is going to deliver his elect. Hey, we're living in beautiful times, man. We're living in beautiful times. So don't get weak, man. It's not the time to get weak. It's the time to get stronger. Isaiah 26:20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut the doors about thee. Hide thyself as if for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. The chambers, is, when you look it up, is plush and lavish. Talk about the chariots. The ones of the elect sheep. that are elected to be saved are going to go into them chariots, into the clouds, and see the destruction of America. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. This is a punishment. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. So the Most High is going to deliver the elect. What they call the UFOs. What we know them as the chariots. The angels' vehicle, the angelic vehicles, man. The energy RV mobiles. That's how the elect going to be delivered. That's how the elect are going to be delivered. And the elites know this, man. Psalms 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. Yeah, when those nuclear missiles come, it's going to make a lot of noise. It's actually going to make the earth shake. That's how powerful those missiles are, man. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor by the arrow that flieth by day. The nuclear missiles, man. The Bible describes them as arrows. Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. And that's the highest point. So when these devils think they're going to implement their new world order, that's when the Most High is going to smack them in their face. The scripture says in Job, just when they're about to think they're about to fill their belly, that's when destruction is going to come upon them, the fiery wrath. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall come not nigh thee. But it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High my habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh by thy dwelling. So the Most High gonna burn this place up, man. Most High gonna burn this place up, man. That's the times we're living in. We're living at that time, man. Brimstone, fire. Revelations 20:10. The devil hath deceived them, was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. I'm going to jump down to 14. And, you know what, I'm going to start at, I'm going to start at 11. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yahweh. And the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. That's the times we're living in, man. Death and hell was cast into the lake of fire. Death and hell was cast into the lake of fire. The valley of the shadow of death. The slavery, captivity is death. Slavery and captivity is death. David said, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Ezekiel 37, the valley of the dry bones. The place of our captivity. This place is death, man. The Lord's reviving us, bringing us back to life. And going to destroy this place. And only the ones that are written in the book of life are going to make it. The elect. The remnant. Only a remnant, Isaiah 10 tells you that. The 1/3. That's why we're going through this fire, this purification. The 2/3, they're going to go through this fire. So they don't want to go through that fire with the Spirit. You're going to get fire. All of Israel are going to get fire. The elect are going to get fire through these trials and tribulations and chastising, being in this truth, being in this wicked, dark, evil world, continually fighting, making their body live in sacrifice. And the 2/3, guess what? Your body going to be a living sacrifice. You're literally going to burn this thermonuclear war, this thermonuclear fire to purify your spirit. Then you're going to get on the other side. That's the Most High for you, man. That's the fear of the Most High. Fear is the beginning of knowledge. Al-Shadia, terrible demon-like power. Psalms 47, he is the king of terrors and a great king. A great king, the king of terrors, man. The power that destroyed the Egyptians. That put fear in the Egyptians, man. That sent plagues to the Egyptians. He about to visit this Egypt. This America, man. See, and that's what they saw. That's what the prophets saw. That's what the prophets saw. They saw the destruction of America, man. They saw it. They saw the second death, which is fire. They saw the skyscrapers of America being engulfed in fire. They saw the lake of fire. They saw the arrows shooting upon America. They saw it, man. They saw the elect being beamed up, being changed in the twinkling of an eye, going back in the clouds. They saw New Jerusalem coming from heaven, which is the elect going into the clouds. They showed you in the movie Thor, when Loki came in the chariot, and they had the multitude up in the cloud with him, which was a UFO, a chariot. That's how Yahweh Shai is coming back, man. And we at the end of this thing, you know. We at the end of this thing, man. So stay alert, stay in holy conversations, and keep sending prayers to the Father, man, through His Son, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And we ain't going straight to the Father. It's through the Son, man. Yahweh Shai is the mediator, so we send them prayers up to the Lord, and He's the mediator to the Father for us, man. And Lord, when we part of the elect, because this destruction is coming. You know, it's a fearful day. And Esau, you're going down. You Esau, there's nothing you can do. Your empire is going to be engulfed in flames, and you're going right in hardcore slavery. You're going to death. That's where you're going, to death. You're going to the pits of hell, literally. Holes in the ground. That's where you're going to be. That's going to be your new home. And you're going to pick cotton. It's going to be hellish for you, man. It's going to be nothing but hell for you, man, for 1,000 years. You Rothschild's elites, man. Your time is coming. You're going to be visited, man, by the Lord of hosts. Send them prayers up. Shalom.